Are you taking advantage of your annual performance review? If you're not, you need to start doing that. It will boost your career tremendously. So every year, people all around the world take time to participate in their annual performance review, or at least you should be, assuming your company is doing things the right way. Unfortunately, in my experience, many people view performance evaluations as a negative thing. They feel like an interrogation. People are worried that they're going to get in trouble. And so people don't really seem to know how to handle them properly. The reality is that performance evaluations are a massive opportunity for you to get in writing things that are going to help you achieve success. Not even by your own standards, but by the company standards, which you can then use in the future to prove that you've achieved success, that you deserve a raise maybe, that you deserve a promotion maybe, or to avoid any negative backlash that your company may try to do. If you can show that, no, I've been a great performer every year. Check out my evals. So much of our success is about doing our job, doing it well, and then advancing into higher levels and receiving raises, promotions, those types of things. So how do we do that? We do that by doing what's on our job description, going above and beyond what's on our job description, achieving objectives, and exceeding expectations. Whether it's a reality or not, one of the most common complaints that you'll hear from employees is the idea that they have a poor leader who is treating them unfairly. And as an HR professional, I know that the best way to handle this situation from the company and the employee perspective is documentation. The reality is, a lot of times, it's a he said, she said. HR, all your business partners, they're not involved in that one-on-one relationship. So they're going to hear from you whatever it is that you have to say. They'll hear from your leader whatever they have to say. And then it's really speculation and what you might get out of other associates. The problem is that a lot of times those other associates don't want to speak out because they don't want to be on the bad list. So it becomes a problem. That's where documentation comes in. That's why you'll see performance improvement plans. Are they really thinking you're going to be successful? Probably not, but they need to document that you're having issues. So that if they do decide to get rid of you, they have it documented as to why they did. The same is true for employees. If you want to protect yourself from wrongfully receiving bad evaluations, if you want to protect yourself from getting in trouble when you shouldn't, you need documentation that you are meeting or exceeding expectations so that when they try to get you in trouble, you can say, really, well, have you been documenting these issues? Because all of my evaluations have been fantastic. So these evaluations are really a great opportunity for you as the employee to protect yourself. I have personally seen situations where a leader has come to HR wanting to get rid of or transfer out an associate because they are causing a lot of problems. And HR, in doing their due diligence, because that's a big claim, looked at the employee file, saw that they've got nothing but great reviews their entire career. And so that leader was notified that, look, if they really are a problem, you've done a horrible job of documenting that. We don't have anything that shows that this is going on. So you're going to have to go through a process. We cannot terminate them. We can't do any of that stuff because there's no evidence that any of it's happening. And so that's just an example of how good documentation saved this employee who maybe they were having an issue. I don't know. But that's the point. We didn't know. So you can't just get rid of somebody because a leader says, oh, they're a major problem. So if in these evaluations you can get your objectives, the expectations in writing, have those in your file, then as you complete them, you have clear documentation that not only are you not a problem, but you've actually been successful and you've met the expectations of your leader. So the days of a bad leader trying to claim poor performance and getting rid of somebody, those days are over. It also solves poor communication. How many times have you or have you heard of someone else being in a situation where you've completed what you thought they asked you to do, but what they really meant was something else? Well, if you have those objectives in writing, you have your goals in writing, well, there's no way they can say, well, that's not what I meant, because it's in writing. I did exactly what you said. And if it is a problem, well, it's not your problem. It's their communication skills that are the problem, because you did what they said. And then lastly, the reality is that evaluations stay in your employee file the entirety of your employment at that company. So if you have a file full of performance evaluations that show exceeds expectations, objectives were met, then you're in a really good spot. Conversely, if you don't take them seriously, you don't pay attention, you don't complete them, then you're going to have a file full of missteps. And if they can show enough missteps over the course of years, they may have enough documentation to get rid of you. So in my professional opinion, you should take performance evaluations seriously. You should approach them with a level of excitement and opportunity, and be smart about the way you handle them. Set objectives that are actually achievable. If you have a self-evaluation, be honest. If every year you put exceeds expectations, there's nowhere to go from there. So be smart. If there is an area where you aren't exceeding or you can do better, put that on there so that next year you can put exceeds expectations. If your leader has goals or objectives or expectations for you, make sure they're clear. Have them write them down. Make sure that it's documented what you need to do. And if they write something really vague, but then in their explanation to you it's very detailed, have them write the detailed version down. Don't let them put some vague statement that could easily be, oh, they didn't achieve it because I meant, right? No, none of that. Have it be specific. Write everything down and then review it with your leader. It's not even a bad idea to send an email after saying, hey, reading back over this, I just want to confirm, the expectations, are this, and this. That way, when they respond back with, yep, now we have it documented. This is what we need to accomplish. Now, you just accomplish those things, right? If there's something that is tangible that you can show, like, hey, I submitted all my projects ahead of schedule, make sure you have that. If it's about completing a certificate or a degree, have that ready so that next year, when you go in, you can say, like, hey, look, these were the expectations, these were the goals, the objectives. Here's my documentation where I knocked it out of the park. So it really is a good opportunity. And I think, unfortunately, people approach them with fear and trembling, and they just let it get in their head, and they miss a golden opportunity to start setting a standard for themselves that you can ensure you can complete, that you can document, and then you can use in future evaluations to help yourself advance further into your career. Take those evals seriously. Be intelligent when you're in the meeting. And if you do that, it will help your career. So that's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. I'll see you guys in the next one.